Okay, it's very windy. I'm sorry, I don't know how this is going to sound. I'm just south of Anchorage at the Turnagain Arm, on the Turnagain Arm of the Cook Inlet, which is this big, huge body of water. And I'm hoping to see this event that happens, well, twice a day. It's called the Tide. But this is a really special tide. It's called a Bore Tide, and it's where an incoming tide meets an outgoing tide, and is big enough to actually create a wave instead of just a little swirling of water. And there's a couple of spots in the world that are really famous for it, and right here in Alaska happens to be one of them, the Turnagain Arm Bore Tide. You can Google this and check it out. Apparently people come from all over the world to surf this thing when it happens. Well, I'm here today. I happen to be here in Alaska, and it's supposed to be one of the biggest bore waves in the next few days, today and the next few days. And I did realize, though, that as far as being able to see people surf it, they are actually right over. There's a little town called Hope on the other side of the Turnagain Arm, right? And I think that's where they actually surf, because right down in here, let me show you this here in just a second. So down in here, Alaska Railroad owns all this land. You cannot cross those tracks. It's serious trespassing charges, and they do enforce it. There are signs all along this guardrail that say it down here. And so the only way to get down there is on the other side, and they don't really say it in the tourist stuff. Hey, come look at the Bore Tide on the Turnagain Arm. You're going to love it. People surf. They come from all over the world. Well, they actually come from over there to go surfing. And so even though the actual wave from the Bore Tide stretches all the way across the arm, I do not believe we're going to see any surfers, just because of the property rights of the Alaskan Railroad on this side. So anyway, I'm going to try and catch the Bore Tide somehow. I'm not sure how. I hope to see it. I hope to record it. We'll see how we do. And even if I don't, please subscribe. Thank you. Yeah, so out here, you can see that kind of dark stripe out there. Let me see if I can zoom in on it just a little bit. It's pretty hard to pick up. I think you might be seeing it. That actually went all the way down about to there before. Well, I think the tide's now coming in. It's kind of hard to tell the tide tables here, because this is again where the Bore Tide is, and so you got outgoing and incoming both. But anyway, that was all calm in there too, and kind of mud flatty, and now I can see there's obviously more water in there. And then down there's some like whitecaps type stuff through there, and I think I might be seeing the beginnings of this, so we'll see. Yeah, I think I can kind of see a little bit of effects from the Bore Tide, but so far, let me see if we can see this. So like I said, that was all smooth out in here before, really smooth. And you can see the tide coming in, right? The tide was just coming in. You could actually kind of look at the current and see the tide coming in, and now you're getting kind of some whitewater stuff out in through here, and it's definitely a little bit bigger than it was a few minutes ago. So sit here and watch and wait for a while more and see how we do. Okay, so I didn't get to see the Bore Tide I expected. I was hoping to see a nice, what they call the surfing wave, wave from anywhere from 1 to 6 feet. But here's basically the results of it right here. As you can see, it's kind of the incoming versus outgoing tide. They bump against each other, and I think this is what you get typically. I think I might have got a little excited by some of the tourist brochure. As you can see, you got a good strong incoming tide, and then you got, and this is, oh, by the way, it is working its way up the inlet, so south on the inlet. So that is the Bore Tide right there. I was at a different viewpoint, kind of north of here towards Anchorage. No, this one. This is really what you see of the Bore Tide there. So, I did get to see the great Turnagain Arm Bore Tide, but it wasn't what I expected, but that's okay. again, I kind of looked at all the write-ups on it, and basically I think it's really a bit more of a tourist attraction than a reality. You know, there's a clash for low tide versus high tide, of course. But they show these really nice pictures of big guys on surfboards and line, 5 or 6 of them, riding about a 2-foot wave, going about 15, 20 mile an hour. Well, that again is over here. There's a town called Hope, and oops, autofocus. Okay. So over there, there's a town called Hope, and that's where they all go surfing from, if and when the Bore Tide actually creates a surfable lake. So my bad for believing I can see it. However, it still kind of neat. It's really not creative. This is a beautiful spot, and it was giant sand beach out here a while ago. So it's kind of interesting to watch the tide shift so much. They have like a minus 20-foot tide and a plus like 10, 15-foot tide. Really a giant shift in the tides. And that can create a very sticky situation. Some people actually walk out into those tidal flats, coursing around, and get stuck, physically stuck, their feet stuck in the mud. And unfortunately, the tide will change. It'll come back in, and by the time rescuers come along, you know, the water's 10 feet overhead and they're on the ground. But it happened about a month ago before I came up here, a little closer to Anchorage, up there on the Cook Inlet. And 2 kids went out there. One of them got stuck in the mud, and his buddies could not get him out. Just kept closing in more and more. It's like quicksand. And by the time I got the authorities came back, he was gone, unfortunately. And it happens up here a bit. They warn you over and over and over, stay out of the tidal flats. Stay out. But again, there's the Turnagain Arm Bore Tide.